So we'll start with the third book from the Arabic program, Arabiyyah Bayna Yadayk. And this book originally was three books, which was originally released in 2002 or 2003. And then in 2014, they made it 4 books. And what they done was the hard text from the 1, 2, and 3, they removed it and made the 4th book. So now there's 4 books. Instead of 3, there's 4 books. We're going to go through the first book of the 4, if you're using the new one. If you're using the old one, we're using 3 books. So the one that we're using today is the new copy. And in the new copy, they split each book into 2. So you have part A and part B. So 1, 2, and 3, each of one of those has part A and a part B. So the book we're going through now is book 1, part A. Then we have a part B. And there's no issue if you have the old copy. If anyone has the old copy, there's no problem. There's just extra bits in the old copy that's not in the new one. So each part has 8 chapters. Each part has 8 chapters. Part A has 8 chapters, part B has 8 chapters altogether. How many chapters? 16. Now, so inshallah quickly I'm going to go through the chapters of book 1. So the chapters that we'll cover in this part A is this one here, which is introduction. Then when we finish it, we're going to go to the family. There'll be topics on the family. Then the 3rd chapter will be the home. Then after that, we'll go through the daily life. Then the 5th chapter will be food and drink. The one after that, the 6th, will be the prayer. Then after that, we'll go through studies and then work. That's 8 chapters for part A. Then there will be part B of book 1, where we'll cover shopping. So he'll put you in a scenario where you're in the mall and you'll learn how to shop. Then we'll learn how to talk about the weather. The 3rd chapter will be people and places. Then the 4th chapter will be your hobbies. We'll speak about hobbies. Then after that, we'll talk about travel. Then Hajj and Umrah, health, and then holidays. That's book 1 completed. And what they do in the new copy is after every 2 chapters, there's an exam in the book. So after every 2 chapters, you'll need to test yourself to see if you're understanding what we've covered. So there are 4 skills that we need for complete communication. So when we learn our native languages, we usually learn how to listen first, then to speak, then we learn how to read, and then finally how to write. And these are called the 4 language skills. And this book tries to teach or cover these 4 language skills. So there will be chapters on reading, we'll learn listening, writing, and speaking. So there'll be exercises on all 4. Reading and comprehension. So there'll be a text. Then he'll ask you questions. Some you speak, some are written. Is understood? So the book starts off easy, but the further we get into it, the more advanced it becomes. So what's key is attendance and revision. And if you don't know grammar, I'll go through grammar from the very beginning. However, when it comes to sarf, we've got videos for that already. So if you want to learn sarf, which is muhim as well, you need to go through the sarf videos. So inshallah, I've sent 2 PDFs. This one, which is the book, the actual book, and then this one, which is someone basically what they done was they took out all the new words from every chapter. So here you have all the verbs. And then you have the nouns. So chapter 1 is got mufrad, which is singular nouns. Then you have the jam', which is the plural nouns. And then you have verbs. He'll give it to you in the past tense, which is madi. The mudari' is the present. The amr is the command. And the masdar is the verbal noun. The verbal noun. And we've covered all of this in sarf. So if you want to learn how to use this, please refer back to the sarf videos. And he mentions actually in the introduction, the brother mentions, he said, although this PDF is intended for students at any level, he said that it's more beneficial for those that have background in sarf and nahu. I don't know what he means by nahu, grammar, but if you have background in sarf, what he's saying is you can manipulate these words and use them how you wish to use them. So for example now, if I test someone, I'll test Hisham. Nadara means he looked. All the verbs are in the he form, صح? When he says you can manipulate these verbs and use them how you wish, if nadara means he looked, how do I say I looked? Past tense. Nadartu. Ahmed, how do I say I'm looking? If yanduru means he's looking, how do I say I'm looking? Make it present. Anduru. What did you do? You added the alif? Dropped the ya. So that's what we cover in sarf. And if you want to improve, that's what you need to know. But if you don't know it, then there's no problem. In the book, they only mention the mudari'. But if you want to excel quickly, then I recommend everyone to go through the sarf videos. If you don't know sarf, no problem. But when it comes to the nouns, everyone should learn the plurals and the singular nouns. For example, you have kitabun, a book, kutub, books. Lughatun, a language. Lughatun is the jam', the plural, languages. You understood? So he does this for every chapter. Chapter 1, chapter 2, chapter 3, and so on. So now if you go back into the book, Al-Wahdatul Ula, the first chapter, At-Tahiyyah, which means greetings, Wat-Ta'aruf, becoming acquainted with one another, getting to know each other. So what we will do now is we'll cover this chapter, see what we can cover from it, and we'll learn how to introduce ourselves. He says, Al-Hiwar al-Awwal, the first conversation, Undur, this is fi'l amr, look, wastami', listen, wa'id, repeat. So we have a conversation here between Khalid and Khalil. He says, Assalamu alaikum, which is the greeting that all Muslims use, Assalamu alaikum, and he responds, Wa alaikum salam. Ismi Khalid. My name is Khalid. Masmuk. What's your name? And the reason why I jumped over the alif, why? Hamzatul wasl. Naam. Masmuk. What is your name? He says in the fourth line, Ismi Khalil. My name is Khalil. Kayfa haluk. What is your name? He says, Kayfa haluk, how are you? He says, Bikhair, good, walhamdulillah, and all praises for Allah. Wa kayfa haluka anta, and how are you? He says, Bikhair, walhamdulillah. I'm good, walhamdulillah, and all praises for Allah. So what I'll do is I'll read through it, translate it, and then we'll go through each sentence. So we'll start with Ismi. Ismi is made up of two. Ismun, which means name, a name. Ismun means a name. What he did here was he attached a ya to the end of ismun. That ya, if you know grammar, this is what they call idafa, mudafun wa mudafun ilayhi. That I'll cover in a few weeks' time. For now, we'll learn through listening and reading. When you attach a ya to the end of a noun, you are creating possession. You're saying this is mine. Possession, mine. So ismun means a name. The ya, what does the ya do? Possession, my name. Khalid. Ismi Khalidun. And this is used for every noun. Whenever there's a noun and you want to own that thing or possess it, you attach a ya, the e at the end of it. So if I was to now go back to the nouns that we used, chapter 1. If I was to start now from the right side, where it says mufrad, underneath it we have kitabun. If you were to now apply what we just took, attaching the ya to the end of it, if you go to the vocabulary PDF, attaching the ya at the end of it, how do I say my book now? Kitabi. Okay, someone else. If lughatun means a language, how would I say my language? Lughati. You stretch it. You have to stretch it a little bit, because if you say lughati, it's just you put a kasra. But the ya, it stretches it. Okay, ismun. Ismi, my name. Akhun, it follows the same pattern here. However, these are 5 special nouns. But if you were to say my brother, Ahmed? Akhi, my brother. people think akhi means a brother. So they say, my akhi. You've said now, my brother twice. Akhi means my brother. So if you want to say my brother, just say akhi. You don't just say my akhi. How are you? Sadiq. You want to take Sadiq? Sadiqi, my friend. Alright. Do you want to try one? Ukhtun.
Ukhti.
Ukhti. What does ukhti mean?
My sister.
Su'alun. My question. Let's try another one. Jinsiyatun. Abdul Hakim. Jinsiyatun means nationality. Jinsiyati, my nationality, and then you just mention what my nationality is. So that is for every noun. We attach a ya at the end of it to show possession. My. Is that clear? واضح. So he says, Ismi, my name, Khalid. So you say, Ismi, Abdullah. Ismi, Muhammad. Ismi, Ahmed, for example. So Ismi, Khalidun. He says, Masmuka. Masmuka. What's the difference between Ismi and Ismuk? Naam. So now here, this, by the way, this ya that we took, the ya is a pronoun for me, first person. This second pronoun at the end of the sentence, Ismuka, we've attached now a ka or fatha. That shows the possession, it is for anta, you, singular male. So if I were to say Ismuka, your name, Kitabuka, your book, Qalamuka, your pen. So now you attach that noun if you want to make a possession between the first person, second person, singular male, and the noun. So now if I was to go back to, quickly if you were to go back through the vocabulary, how do I say your language? You do it by yourself, your language. Lughatuka. Akhun will skip, it's a special noun. Sadiqun. You want to try? Sadiquka. Ukhtun. Ukhtuka. Okay, someone else answer. Darsun means a lesson. How do I say your lesson directly to you? Darsuka. Okay, I'm looking for someone that's not answering. Su'alun means question. Give me my question and your question. Now, we'll apply both. My question and your question. Su'aluka means?
My question.
Su'aluka, your question.
Okay.
How do I say my question now? No. Someone else. Su'ali. He attached the ya. My question. Su'aluka. Your question. So whenever you attach the ka or fatha, it's only directly speaking to one singular man. Not two, not three. So for 2 and 3 we'll cover in another chapter. So ismi means my name, Khalid. Masmuka. Ma means what? Used for questioning. Masmuka, what is your name? Ma hadha. Hadha means this. Ma hadha, what is this? And now we'll go to the fourth line. He said, Ismi Khalil. My name is Khalil. We've covered that. Kayfa haluka. What is the meaning of kayfa haluka? Who knows? How are you? Okay. Halun is, they translate as how are you. However, halun means condition, situation. Halun. So when you say halun, okay, for haluka, what is your situation? What is your condition? And if you hear when someone's looking for refutation, what do they say? What's his hal? You had, what's his hal? He's not asking how is he. What is he asking? What's his condition? Like, can I take from this person? What's his hal? So halun means condition. This word, write it down. It's not on the vocabulary PDF. So halun is condition. The jam' is ahwal. So halun and ahwal. So kayfa haluka. Kayfa means how. Kayfa means how. Halun, condition. Now we're attaching it to you, your condition. Kayfa haluka. How is your condition? And we can translate it as how are you? Because you're asking about the person. Then he says, بخير والحمد لله كيف حال وكيف حالك أنت. You don't need to say anta because that ka is the attached pronoun for anta. So you can say كيف حالك. He emphasized it with anta. وكيف حالك أنت. You can translate that. And how are you? Or how is your condition? He says بخير والحمد لله. It's good and all praise is for Allah. Is there any questions for that chapter before we go to the second one? All clear? Now we'll have the same conversation, but it will be between Khawla wa Khadija. It's two women. So they say, Assalamu alaikum wa alaikum salam. Ismi Khawla. Now note this. For first person pronouns, it's the same for the man and the woman. But outside of that, it differs. There's a change. So the man and the woman, when they want to possess something, they both use the ya. Ismi, my name. For the man and for the woman. So she says, Ismi Khawla masmuki. What's the change here? Naam, we have the ka, but this time it comes with a kasra. That is now for anti. You're speaking directly to one singular female. So if I say masmuka, who am I speaking to? If I say masmuki, okay, let's do what we've done before. How do I say to her, this is your book? Let's just say your book. Kitabuki. Kitabi. Kitabuka. Kitabi. Ikram, how do I say your name? I'm speaking to her now. No more. Masmuki. No, I'm trying to say your name. You asked, what is your name? How do I say your name?
Ismuki.
Ismuki. Okay, you want to do one. Say your pen. Yeah, how would you say your pen? You're speaking directly to it. Your pen. Qalamuki. Naam. So now, I think it's become clear when you want to possess it with a man, you use ka. When it's a woman, ki. And when it's I, yeah. So there's three pronouns. We took the ya, the two kafs. One with a fatha and one with a kasra. She replies, Ismi Khadija. Kayfa haluki. What's the difference between kayfa haluka or kayfa haluki? The fatha wal kasra. Is there a change in meaning? But can I now go to Ikram and say kayfa haluki? No. Why is that? He said it's offensive. Go on. It's feminine. Now. And then she replies, بخير والحمد لله وكيف حالك أنت. There's another pronoun. We've got two pronouns. Anta, you, singular male. Anti, you, singular female. Those are two pronouns you can write down. Anta or anti. And in response, وكيف حالك أنت? She says, بخير والحمد لله. So the two conversations we took are exactly the same. The only difference between the two is one is between two males and the second one is between two females. Should we move on, or are there questions before this?
I've got a question. When asking about condition, is it very specific?
Yeah, you're asking about, if I say kayfa haluka, I'm asking about your condition. How are you?
As in health or
Health, yeah, health, family,
just general?
everything. Everything related to. So we'll go now to page 25. It says, انظر واستمع واعد. كيف حالك? How do I answer that? كيف حالك? The response will be أنا بخير. Then he goes to the left. You have أنتِ. أنتِ is you, feminine. ما اسمك? What is your name? And then the second line, كيف حالك? How are you? Exactly the same. كيف حالك وكيف حالك? And then the pronoun أنت You can see a man pointing to another man, anta, you. And the last one, masmuki, what is your name? So now we'll do an exercise. What you do in this exercise, if you've got a book, whoever has the book, what you do is on the left side, you have 4 pictures. Sorry, you have 2 pictures actually, starting from the left side. You've got 2 pictures, and then you have a statement. You have masmuka, masmuki. What you do is you draw a line from the statement to the picture. So if I read masmuka, which picture do I draw the line to? The top one or the bottom? Starting from the right.
Bottom.
Why?
Wait, hold on. Up on the right.
Yeah, these 2 pictures here, on the right side. Far right. The top and the bottom. So masmuka. The one with the 2 males. Someone said on Zoom, the one with the 2 bells. So you attach a line between those 2, and then masmuki, because it's female asking another female, you attach the other line to the top. Okay, then you have 2 pictures in the middle. 2 males, 2 females. Anta. Do I draw the line to the top or the bottom? Where? The top. Anti. To the bottom. And then last one, kayfa haluka. Do I attach it to the top half or the bottom one? The bottom. Why is that? Because kayfa haluka, you're asking the condition of a man. Okay, for this next lesson, this one is homework. Ajib, he said answer. So you have assalamu alaikum, then you answer wa alaikum salam. Masmuka, you put your name. Kayfa haluka, we should all know this by now. There are 8 questions in total. So for this one, we'll use it as homework. So inshallah now we'll go to the 3rd conversation, where it says athani, second. So we have Muhammad. What's Muhammad? The meaning of Muhammad for those on the Sarf. Muhammad. Who remembers?
From Hamada.
Hamada. From Hamada. Do you know the meaning? Is it Ismul Fa'il or?
To praise.
The one who's praised. Alhamdulillah. So Muhammad, he says, Assalamu alaikum, Sharif wa alaikum salam. Muhammad asked him a question, Min ayna anta? Min means from. Ayna, where? Anta, we know. What's anta? You. So where are you from? Min ayna anta, where are you from? So we have 2 pronouns so far. Anta, you, anti, you. Here's the 3rd one. He says ana, means I. The 3rd one. Ana. Ana, or me, I am from min Pakistan. From Pakistan. Ana min Pakistan. Then Muhammad replies, Hal anta Pakistaniyun. Hal is a particle that is used to question. So if you attach hal at the beginning of a sentence, it becomes a question. If I was to now erase hal and say anta Pakistaniyun, I'm saying you are Pakistani. But if I bring hal, now it becomes are you Pakistani? If I say هذا kitabun, this is a book, how do I make it a question? هل هذا kitabun. If I say هذا ولد, if I want to know if he's a boy, what do I say? هل هذا ولد. Now, so hal is a particle used for questioning, and it makes the sentence a question. So he's asking, are you Pakistani, even though he said I'm from Pakistan? هل أنت باكستاني? He says نعم, yes, أنا باكستاني. Or you can say أنا باكستاني, I am Pakistani. وما جنسيتك أنت? جنسية means nationality. So when I say جنسيتك, your nationality. وما, and what's that ma? I mentioned it. What? It means what, but there's different types of ma. This ma is what? Questioning. وما جنسيتك, and what is your nationality? Anta, emphasize. The question. وما جنسيتك أنت, and what is your question? And what is your nationality? He says أنا تركي, I am Turkish. أنا من تركيا, I am from Turkey. He says أهلا وسهلا, we translate as welcome if you want a more in-depth definition, I've already posted that on the Telegram. So now, every question there's two.
Why could Muhammad not say Ana Turki instead of Ana Turkiya?
As in, why did he end it with a Dhammatain? You can say Ana Turki, but I'm pronouncing it, since we're beginners, I'm pronouncing every haraka. Ana Turkiyun. We say Ana Turki. So now what we'll do is the same conversation, but between Maryam and Zainab. So it'll be exactly the same, small changes. Assalamu alaikum wa alaikum salam. Min ayna anti. If min ayna anta means where are you from, what does min ayna anti means? Where are you from? What's the difference?
No.
Depending on who I'm speaking to, male or female. She says, Ana min Misr. I am from Egypt. Yeah. Sometimes you can recognize the country, sometimes they're completely different. Misr is Egypt. Hal anti Misriyatun. Are you? Egyptian. How do you know the question? Hal. It's a harf. Naam. Then Zainab says, Naam. Yes, Ana Misriyatun. I'm Egyptian. Wa ma jinsiyatuki anti. It's the same kaf. These pronouns don't change. They stay as ki and they stay as ka. Wa ma jinsiyatuki. What's wa ma jinsiyatuki? So translate it. Wa ma jinsiyatuki. And what is your nationality? He said, Ana Suriyatun. I am Syrian. Ana min Suria. I am from Syria. And then the response, Ahlan wa sahlan. Welcome. So inshallah, we'll finish these exercises and then we'll leave the next conversation for next week. But I'll read it. Well, I'll do the last conversation, a thalith. I'll read it if you have time, and then we'll go through it again. So going to the first exercise, انظر, look, واستمع, listen, واعد. ما جنسيتك? Quickly translate. ما جنسيتك? What's your nationality? ما جنسيتك? أنا? It's not you. I or Anna. What did I say about first person? They're both the same for the male and the female. Then we have the countries, Pakistan, we know that is Turkey, Turkey, Misr, Egypt, Syria, Syria. Then we have the nationalities, Pakistaniyun, Pakistani, Turkiyun, Turkish, Misriyatun, Egyptian, or Suriyatun, Syrian. So now he said, Sil Bayna al-kalimat. So now we have to attach the picture to the country. So we have Pakistaniyun. So he wants you to attach the country to the person and the nationality to the person and the country to the map. So if I say Pakistan, what's Pakistan? Is it the nationality being Pakistani or is it the country? The country. So that map, what you do is you draw a line from the map to where it says Pakistan, and then the man, Pakistaniyun, since that's the nationality. Okay, Misriyun. Does that go to the map or to the man? To the man. Why is that? That's the nationality. Misrun, the country, Egypt. Okay, so the map, where do I attach that map now? Bottom right now. Syria. To the man or to the where it says the bottom? Syria. Now, and then you attach the picture to the where it says Syria, Suriyun. And then the last one, you can do the last one. Yeah, start from the left. Start from top left. Where do I go? Bottom, top right or bottom?
Bottom right.
Bottom right. And then Turkiyun to the man, since that is a nationality. Okay, inshallah, now I'll quickly go through the next two conversations. He says, Assalamu alaikum wa alaikum salam. Hada akhi. Hada means this. Akhi means my brother. Abdullah, how do you know it means my brother? The ya showing possession. This is my brother. Huwa mudarrisun. He is a teacher. Huwa is another pronoun. How many do you have so far? How many pronouns? 4. Do you remember them? Anta. Anti, both mean you. Ana means me. Huwa means he. So ana, I. Huwa, he. Anta, you. Anti, you. He says, هذا أخي هو مدرس. This is my brother. هو مدرس. He is a teacher. Ahmed said, he says, أهلا وسهلا. And Ahmed replies, هذا صديقي. What's the meaning of صديقي? Now, this is my friend. هو مهندس. He, مهندس, is an engineer. He says, أهلا وسهلا. مع السلام. مع السلام. And we'll read the last one. Assalamu alaikum wa alaikum salam. هذه. Note this. هذا is the ism al-ishara used to point to something that is close, singular, and what's the last one? Who remembers? Masculine. So if you want to use هذا, you want to point to something. هذا, it has to be singular, one thing. It has to be masculine, and it has to be close. So when he says here, هذا أخي, his brother's close, is one brother, and he's masculine. Now here he says, or she says, هذه أختي. Can she say then, هذا أختي? Why not? Now, because it's a feminine. So use هذه. هذا and هذه, both of them mean this. If we were to translate it, they both mean this. There's no, in the translation, there's no difference. But in the lugha, there's a difference. You can't say هذا أختي or say هذه أخي. Is هذا أخي, هذه أختي. Because أختٌ is feminine. Here, there's another pronoun. Here means she. Anta, anti, you. Ana, I. Huwa, he. Here, she. So he said, here طبيبة. She is a doctor. أهلا وسهلا. Then in the one. Then the line after that, the fifth one, هذه صديقتي. صديقي, my masculine friend. I'll show you next week, inshallah, how to make a noun feminine. So صديقتي means my female companion. صديقي, my masculine companion or friend. هي طالبة. She is a student. أهلا وسهلا. مع السلام. مع السلام. So we'll stop on this page here, and we'll do the exercises from next week. So what you have to do now is go back and read over it, because the only way you're going to memorize these words is by repetition and going over it. Also, what you can do with the words, what I used to do is, once I go through a word, I used to tick it, and then I'll memorize those words for that lesson. So we had ism, where it says noun. We took ism, we took akhun, sadiqun, ukhtun. Anything else that you recognize? Mudarrisun, which means teacher. Talibun, we took talibatun, but talibun, you can memorize that. And if you want to strive, memorize the singular and its plural. As for verbs, we've not covered any verbs yet. So for today, just memorize the words that we've covered and the pronouns. How many pronouns were they? 5. 5 or 4? 5. They were? Huwa, hiya, ana, anta, anti. We took one harf of jar, min, which was min, from aina, where, and we took one particle, which was hal. Inshallah, we'll recap all of this next week. Also, tomorrow there's no lesson due to a timetable clash with the teacher that teaches on Sundays. So inshallah, when he finishes, we'll do Saturday and Sunday. And the other option is to do a lesson at 5 o'clock. However, with Salah, it's 5:45 for 2 weeks, then it becomes 5:30. There's not enough time to cover the lesson. So for now, we'll just do Saturdays, unless you guys want to do Sunday as well. A short lesson on Sunday. Should we do a poll? We can do a poll on the Telegram channel and then we'll just go from there.